I'm mad. Are you mad? Welcome to Nexus at Night, the weekly Vanguard broadcast. I'm Atlas.
I'm Root Beer.
I don't know how to do like the podcast debate bro, like, I don't get laid anger anymore. I've been married for too long. Some stuff happened. We're not very happy about it. Sound off in the comments because we read the comments. And it would be great to have a conversation with you. But for now, yapping. What's going on, my man?
Don't mind me, I'm just slowly changing the title of the stream.
Oh no. Oh no. What are you doing to the title of the stream?
Nothing drastic.
Disaster stream review time. What's up, Dev? Good to see you. Because I like posted this everywhere, so that'll be interesting when if the link changes. I'm sure it'll be fine.
That's fine. Anyways, yeah, this is now the complaining stream. We were gonna do a set review this week, but honestly, like after how disastrously bad the conference stream was yesterday and just the general negative vibe of the community today, it's like, I don't know, I don't want to. Like, that shit's deflating.
It is deflating. Should we go through what happened? Maybe? Y'all will be Gucci. We still haven't had Devlin on this show like we promised we would. Tried desperately not to doom scroll in regards to current cardboard events. It went about as well as you might expect. Welcome.
Yeah, like, everyone's complaining, like, different fights complain. Like, no one is happy right now. Anyways, I'm also doing some horse racing in the background while we complain. Don't mind me.
Cool. So I'm going to make a horse girl reference, you College Humor fans, at least once today. Give me the link, I'll hop in. All right, what ifs? Are we okay? Are you okay with that? Should we too much?
I mean, I'm just doing horse racing in the background. Who do I feel like doing a career run with?
Okay. Dev, keep an eye on your Instagram DMs.
Hi, Matt.
Hello.
Who should I do a career run with?
You have a lot of Hanses.
Yeah.
We get distracted easily.
Air Groove,
sure. Also, can you hear the audio from the game, or is it just the viewers being subjected to my choice of BGM?
I don't know.
I certainly can't hear it.
Okay, it's like because I'm lazy, and I'll just fix it after.
Okay, Dev, it's in your Discord DMs. See you soon.
I understand my mistake.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My mistake.
Oh, with the horses bet or what? No.
Oh no, I'm dumb. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Well, welcome to Nexus at Night. We're all dumb. It's cool. Yeah. So where do we want to start? The ban list, or are we? What?
I mean, sure. Like, so the big thing was like no changes to premium. We're not gonna put the image up, partially because I'm doing this, and partially because like it's the same fucking ban list Japan has. They like took the last two ban lists from Japan, smashed them into one, because the last conference stream we had happened to fall like really close to like Worlds, so they just didn't bother giving us the ban list at that time. Especially because that one like hit Bob Sagra before it released in English. So you know,
I understand why they did that.
They could have released the ban list without the fucking Bob Sagra ban, just saved it for this one, but no, like we had to sit with like no ban list for way too long, to the point that Japan released like a second ban list.
Here for bear. Wait, what? Hi, Zoro. The complaining is happening. It's just Root Beer wants to play with horses, so that's happening at the same time for people to look at. excuse me. Lordy Lou. Okay. Yeah, so ban list, it is the same. Cool.
Yeah. And like the big thing is like no premium changes, right? Despite the fact that premium is like plagued with weird like FTKs and like loop decks right now. Maybe not like FTKs, but like weird, like unfair decks that like make the format not very fun to play. And so it's like, okay, no changes to premium. Like the news announcing like the current BCS season, like half the information was missing. Like they didn't make it very clear that we were getting energy cards for it, which we did find out later by looking at the website, but it's like, why didn't you put that in the stream? You know, they can pay Mori Calliope to ramble on stream for like 8 minutes, but can't be bothered to pay her to like open a fucking Vanguard product or something. I don't fucking know.
Correct.
You know, obviously, like they have a HoloLive card game coming out, so they're gonna drag on the HoloLive personalities to advertise it. But you know, nothing against Callie either. She's just doing what she's paid to do. But it's very frustrating that like that is just kind of cutting into the time for all of their other products. Like we're just getting like really poor or minimal information that doesn't like give us the whole picture. And then of course, like you know, it's also just kind of highlighting like other issues that we have, like missing promos for like premium. Or not
conspiracy.
Like missing
premium is gonna.
I mean, that's not a conspiracy. That's probably going to happen. But like the thing is, like it hasn't happened yet, which makes it very strange that like because we got the BCS event schedule and like half the locations don't have premium for no reason. They're like only running Weiss on day 2, and it's like, why are you doing this? Like, if the plan is that we're gonna replace it with HoloLive at some point, then like do that. I would be less mad if they did that because at least there's like something of value in quotes, depends on your opinion on the HoloLive game, but like something is happening in that time slot, right? But instead it's just like, no, we're gonna randomly only have premium at like half the locations. There's nothing replacing it. It's just gone now.
What I don't understand is that, like, okay, people are comparing the possible, because we're all reading the tea leaves, right? The possible phasing out of premium versus V premium, which this happened to, and we're seeing very similar like patterns from Bushiroad because we're humans and we like to sense patterns. But premium is just the entire card pool forever. Yeah. V premium is a very specific like time and place that has a beginning and an end. Premium is just everything we've ever had. How do you go, okay, we're just going to pretend the card game doesn't exist before. When did the D start? 2020?
2021.
No, before that. 2021.
No, it was 2021.
Okay. No, it was 2021. Okay, so do you just pretend Vanguard doesn't exist before 2021? I existed before 2021. I played this game before 2021. Up there he is.
Hi.
Ow. Yeah. Devlin Cassidy.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah. This has happened. This is the collab now.
Yeah, now
yes, it is.
Now it's happened.
So what I don't understand is fucking how does that work exactly? They're just like everything before a specific time forever, just gone. Thanos snapped.
It's not even, that's the thing, it's not even fully gone. It's like half there, which is more frustrating.
They really hated the game's legacy. Okay, so they're what, doing the George Lucas of art designers, where they're just like, I'm gonna do the special editions, premium format.
Well, yeah, you know, so that's the thing that's happening. But like, you know, being upset about this is also just highlighting everything else we're upset about. Like, I have the I'm fucking tired checklist that I made earlier. I've added a couple, but okay, like, well, there's just a lot going on, right?
Yeah. Well, Devlin, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
What are your thoughts on this?
So I was like, it was really funny. I was talking with like one of my friends, and I completely forgot that the strategy presentation was happening that night because like I took like a whole like little break in Vanguard just because I was moving and all the all life stuff was happening, so I was like unplugged from what was going on. And then so I completely forgot the strategy presentation was happening, and it was like, oh, by the way, no premium ban lists, no product announcement, no nothing. So I like, as a premium only kind of like person, even though I do dabble in standard and such, like it was disappointing. It was very hard to just kind of be like, damn, another strategy presentation let down. But I also kind of thought about it in a way where like the explosion after, like everyone's like, oh, I hate this, the game's dead, we're all cooked and stuff like that. I actually just posted a video just kind of talking about like, hey, we've been under similar certain like constraints before. There were just other different variables that were existing. I kind of am thinking back to around like the 2020 to 2022 range when we weren't getting premium products, specifically when, you know, we weren't really getting support and hearing mums the word on premium because of Blast from 2020. The reason, though, the format still felt different, though, was because as we were getting the V Clan collection still, which were still just changing the main deck. So premium was still getting some variety in that way with that direct support. So that's where like the trade-off is, because still standard is not at that power level yet where a bunch of cards are going to like influx the format for premium. I think eventually we'll get there, but as long as we stay in the card design of very like, I want to stay away from generic cards, especially like in Largolv and things like that, where like only certain decks can abuse it. If the card design for standard continues to stay around like specific Rylaids and things of that nature, they won't have a divulged impact on premium. So then you'll still have the premium stagnation of no variety, because then you won't have those types of support avenues like we had in the V Clan collection. So like that's where I think the frustration lies, is like we have been put to the side, but people keep screaming about the same problems, even though we've had those before. So I think if we do get product, the format will be in a better place. And I think that it's a little bit of a garnered of an overreaction, just because like we've had all of the problems of Vanguard's past between like bad premium formats, bad things like that, just like lopped into one time period. And I think that's exacerbated the community's reaction a little bit, especially in terms of like the overall game health. And now you're seeing like a lot of discourse on socials where it's like, oh, premium versus standard players and stuff of that nature. So like, I just don't like how the community's responded to a stream that was already in a way disappointing. It's more disappointing in a way of like the follow and the fallout after too, was where I was just like, I need to approach this with a level head. I'm just going to shoot out my 5-minute video. Here are my thoughts. Let's think a little more rationally about this. And hopefully that everyone just cools off from the initial shock of just the disappointing conference stream that we got yesterday.
The like people's reaction like after the nuclear ban list for premium very much took people by surprise, and that gave a lot of people hope, I think, where they were like, oh, they did the nuclear ban list, that means they're going to do more product, right? And then when you don't, it very much feels like, you know, like a rug pull, I think. And that means for the premium format, the only thing that was changing it wasn't addition, because, you know, standard format stuff doesn't really affect the game very much because of like the ride line and energy and all that stuff. So it's being changed by subtraction, which is interesting. And then you have like the things that are topping right now are like the shout loop and you know, Dimension Police. Like it's very strange place to
actually
be in.
But it's stranger too, because if you like look on VG Paradox and things, the problematic loop decks that we identify between like Gold Paladin, Ezreal deck out, Shout deck out, Hellheart 8, Fenrir, and then I think there's one more escaping me for the loops, but like those centric loops in general are not being played or represented in high quantifiable numbers at Summerfest this year. Like they're topping, but they're not like drastically dominating to where like it looks for a Bushiroad official data report as these decks are quote unquote problematic, even though from a player's perspective, you can look at those and see that those decks are problematic. I don't know if it's some weird gentleman's agreement that Reasons are having that like, we're not going to play the loop decks. I don't know, but it's just disappointing on that end when you know a problem exists, but like the data and the things to show it to be able to correct that problem aren't happening. And so that was kind of like why I knew going into the strategy presentation that we probably weren't going to get a ban list update, just because the data wasn't showing the problematic decks for majority of the format, even though we have regions here and there that have like 1 or 2 loot deck top, but they're like different. So it's just not the dominance, and that's the struggle.
And like the same thing happened
Yeah.
with the bat before they banned. It took like a couple ban lists for them to get to it, just because like it wasn't that popular in Japan, despite being a problem for a while. Anyways, I am going to briefly stop the horse racing real quick, just to like. All right, this is Changu's tweet, but like pretty much sums up how I feel. Like, you know, premium is this weird state where the like half the BCS locations don't have it, and like, you know, broadly speaking, the loss of premium is like a more complex topic that we can discuss at some point. But like, I would be fine with losing premium if like the standard experience was good, but the standard experience right now like isn't good, you know. And you know, I made like a complaint checklist, the I'm fucking tired checklist. Am I allowed to put that on screen? Whatever, you know. I made
We're over 10 minutes in, yeah.
Yeah, we're over 10 minutes. Ultimately, this is just coming from somebody who like has had, you know, I have feet in both camps. And ultimately what I play a trading card game for is the community, is the people. And part of the reason I've like slowly been backing away from premium, never completely. I have the box with my Great Nature in it over here, but the reason is that like I want to be where the people are. And if I'm going to premium locals every week and there's like 3 of us or 4 of us, then it's just not worth it. And at the standard locals, if there's like 26, yeah, that's what I'm going to end up going to.
Well, that's the thing, is like, you know, I think like a lot of the frustrations with premium are also highlight, you know, that why this tribalism exists. Is like, yes, partially just premium players being salty, but I do think like standard also has a lot of problems with how it's being run right now. And so this is like, so like all the problems with premium are like boiling over into just general problems with Bushiroad.
Yes. Now, if like, I had this list when I ran into the Bushiroad CEO, maybe we could have gotten something done. But unfortunately, life isn't like that way, and I don't have a time machine.
Yeah, you know, the I'm fucking tired checklist. I added a couple more since I made this screenshot, but
that would have been a crazy airdrop live on the BCS floor, bro.
Yeah, but it's like in general, like poor communication, right? Like these product streams are basically the only time they talk to us. You know, we used to have more open lines of communication with them. Like they would occasionally make announcements or like acknowledge complaints in the community. Remember that time in like 2023 when like complaints about the game got big enough that they actually bothered to respond and make changes?
Remember when they had US employees?
Yeah,
you know,
right.
Like
I also feel that too, like
by Doge.
Don't tell me about the Doge cuts, bro. I just started off as a government contractor. I just watched like
no, you're a contractor. You're probably chilling, actually.
No, I'm chilling now. Yeah, because I asked about the cuts. Like, oh my god, no. But I also think too, like in general, I feel like a lot more effort too went into the streams of the past. I felt like this one, like after going back and watching it, like after the fact and seeing all the reaction, I was like, this really felt almost like a last second like college or high school like PowerPoint presentation. Like I'm just the delivery and the energy. I'm like, this
obligatory stream.
This is crazy. Yeah, I was like, I feel like this wasn't scheduled. They just kind of like hit the stream live button and here's what's going on. I'm like, was this real? But
it definitely
you
has
don't
a
understand. Go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
It definitely has a different vibe if you look at like the JP like Weiss Schwartz streams or something.
Oh my god, yeah.
You're like, oh, I see where they really care. Never mind.
But like the energy of JP streams in general, which they have like live streams weekly. They have 2 live streams weekly for Japan.
I'm still jealous of that one, Bushiroad.
That's a dope plug.
That sounds pretty cool.
You know. But yeah, like highlights of the I'm fucking tired checklist, poor communication, like missing promos. We have not gotten any of the Youthquake promos since like Mythiarch Habitat. Like we haven't gotten Blazing Warcry in like a year. You know, this one especially, you know, we were supposed to do set review today and we skipped talking over Leo last week, but it's just like, okay, this one actually is really frustrating me right now because like a lot of JP tier lists, like the early reaction placed the new Leo really high, and I'm like, the fuck? Like, I tested it a little bit and it didn't seem all that much better than it is currently. Like, what the fuck is JP coping on? And then I thought about it, like, oh, right. They have the fucking Nebula Knight promo. So, like, all of the problems I've been having with the new Liel are, like, instantly solved by this one card. So, if you don't remember, the Nebula Knight promo is like a grade 3 order that can be played from the drop zone, and you can either search top 7 for a grade less than or equal to your Vanguard, or, you know, counterblast 1 for a specific Nebula Knight effect that's not relevant to this. But, you know, part of the problem I was having with Liel is, like, you have to discard a card for the extra drive, and, like, there aren't really that many good discard targets. You just kind of have to discard something you intend on binding, but that still kind of cuts into, like, your hand advantage, and you still have to, like, commit things to the board afterwards. So, like, the Nebula Knight promo being a free discard that you can then just convert into a +1 from the drop zone is really good and immediately solves the problem I've been having. And so, like, no, you know, not having these promos, you know, some of these promos have been out for like a year now, and we don't know when we're going to get them. At this point, it's just like, I guess we're sitting until the next year's festival collection where they probably reprinted. Like, that's what happened with Blaster Blade the Vanguard. Like, we just never got that promo in English until they printed it in festival collection.
True. That is true.
Like I've said it on the show before, I think the promo problem you can largely put down to how the United States is laid out. Like, cities not having all that.
Yeah, but even
Well,
then,
hang
they're,
on.
like, not
So,
giving us the
all that-
promos in general.
All that many, like, they don't have all that many card shops in one city, blah, blah, blah. I've been over this before. But there's a very easy way to fix it. Stick it in the set. Done. Like, it's such an easy fix, and they just don't do it. It's very
but that's the thing. We had a mechanism for it, which was just, like, you know, box topper and, like, what's it called? Sneak peek promos, and they stopped doing that. Like, the sneak peek promos have all just been energy cards recently. Like, we just let them stop doing that.
I think that the worst part of Japanese card games is their insistence on having unique promo cards in every single Japanese card game. It is
this true?
infuriating.
The only other Japanese card game that I've come into contact with is Yu-Gi-Oh! And, like, kind of.
And yes, they have done that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is true. Especially with, like, the jump promos and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they do it less now, thankfully.
Yeah, they do.
But they used to do it a ton.
Oh no, I remember, like, Crush Card Virus, Dark End Dragon. Remember that shit? That was nuts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Minerva, Giant Hand.
Like,
Giant Hand. Yeah, that's another good one.
Minerva being like $1,500 rented from your
Oh my
friend.
God.
I don't know.
Yeah. You know,
Can
late
I
ban
rent
list.
your let me copy your prize card, boss.
Yeah.
Like,
Late ban
Pokemon's
list.
done
We've
it.
already kind of talked about it already, but yeah, you know, promos are shit.
Yeah, Pokemon had a Tropical Beach, like, which is, like, obviously not relevant now because nobody plays Expanded, but, like, I mean, it's just like, I don't know, like, where this, like, obsession comes from. Like, I know they want people to, like, compete in, like, their, like, weekly events, like their shop promos. Like, I know they want people to do this, but, like, just make, like, different versions of cards that already exist. It makes it much less annoying. And, like, you no longer have this problem of, like, needing to, like, wait for promos to come to your game. Like, when Wii Cross first came out, and this was, like, the original Wii Cross in Japan, I started playing Wii Cross because, like, I was like, oh, this game looks cool. It has some cool mechanics. And, like, I had to constantly, like, every month or whatever, like, new promos would come out in Japan that were, like, necessary for decks. And it was just impossible to keep up with. And it's just like, why are we doing that?
Cool.
And in Vanguard, they also do that, except we just never get them.
Yeah.
Or we get them, like, you know, a year too late.
Yeah, which is
the never disc problem, as they say.
Yeah. You know, late ban list we kind of already talked about. Like, the way they do it where they only release in, like, once a quarter means, like, sometimes the ban list is just super late, doesn't hit things at the right time, and we end up with a completely different meta, like what's been happening with set 8. You know, don't need to go that in depth with this one. We already complained enough about it. The lore website
there where I would run into, like, a bat player at locals, and I'm like, why isn't it here yet? I'm sick of seeing the fucking penguin and what's his face in the same deck together. Let's go already, you know?
The lore website hasn't been updated in how long now? Like, it's been like 4 years. Yeah, but, like,
Donuts.
people want to be invested in your game, right? Like
Sure.
like people care about the unit lore and the stories. And the fact that it's like, yeah, no, we gotta go like pay a different guy $5 a month to be able to read these because Bushiroad won't update their fucking website. No online client. Dear Days does not count.
The monkey's paw curls. They post AI
Wait.
translated lore dumps to the website.
Wait, hang on. Bushiroad. I am a semi-failed writer, and I've been playing your game pretty much as long as it's existed.
Do you understand Japanese though?
Nope. Gonna have to run it through Doodle Translate. We'll see what happens.
Good luck, bro. Do that.
I mean, that's about the same level of translation quality, I'm pretty sure.
That's what they slam it through, and it's why you have to do exchange at events.
They should slam it to Chinese and then to English. I think that would create the
Or
funniest.
to
result.
English to Japanese to Chinese.
Just
to back
keep
to
running
English.
it through as many languages
Both
as
Chinese.
possible until it
Don't
becomes
worry, bro.
completely
Trump's gonna tariff
unintelligible.
that shit more.
There's a 15% tariff on your lore.
Yeah.
It
So
really feels like they want to cut as much stuff and be cheap. Is Bushiroad a publicly traded company? Like, does BlackRock own 10% of this, or
Oh, could
because
not
they're
tell you.
behaving like it is?
I hope not.
yeah. Like no online client, Dear Days doesn't count. Especially now that like so many other games are coming out with online clients, like Digimon's getting one. I'm sure they're making one.
Digimon is getting one hella late,
Yeah.
and Bandai will somehow fuck it up. I'm 100% certain.
Yeah.
I
One
believe
Piece has
in
one.
Bandai to fuck it up.
Me too.
One Piece.
Me too.
The
One Piece
very
does not
new
have one.
game.
One Piece
Yeah.
does not have one.
One Piece
Yes,
doesn't
it
have
does.
one, but they probably are working on it.
No, it has a fake one.
A fake
There's
one.
no official client.
That kind of one online.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Gotcha.
plenty of bootleg clients because
Yeah, we have
Community
fucking
will
card fight
force it
area
to
if we just
happen.
want a bootleg Vanguard client, but I want like an official one that's like
Yes,
properly
me
supported.
too. I would love a Master Duel.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like
Um,
obviously Master Duel is kind of the biggest one. Plus just like online only, like digital only games like Shadowverse and Hearthstone.
yeah.
Like so many more games are starting to like move digital. It does feel like we're years behind on that. In general.
don't
like,
worry, Bandai is nowhere even close to being
Yeah.
even close, even like on par. So it's fine.
Yeah. And in general, Standard has had some really lazy, boring card design recently. Like, set 10 is such a boring fucking set. That's like the other reason I don't want to talk about it, is because like 3 of the cards just do like the same thing. Like, okay, you get drive +1, and then you get to make an extra attack.
Yeah.
How them though are the May drive +1 like Bav, bro? Because the first time I read Bav with you may get drive +1, I was like, oh, so I just can choose not to deck out. Cool.
Yeah. The over trigger still exists. We don't have to elaborate that one.
No.
Well, you
Uh,
want
One's on
the
our
game
great,
just
that's what, that
randomly
one's on
being
our
decided?
greatest hits album.
And in line with poor communication, like either kill premium or like support for the format. Like pick one. Don't do the shit where you like put it in half of the event but not in the other half for some fucking reason. Like, what is this?
But it's Lyrical Cup, bro.
Yeah, but it's not even Lyrical Cup for BCS. They just haven't announced any events for like the second day. It's just like Weiss.
That's
with no
awesome.
premium.
That's awesome. They're just gonna like, hey, what do you guys want to run at the standard event? They're gonna be like, do you all want to run at what or what tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
NorCal BCS question mark. Like they didn't announce the NorCal location for this year's schedule. And it's like, we had one last year and it was like decently successful. I think there was like 400 people, which for like a new location, and it was like the first one in that season. That's like pretty good turnout. I'm pretty sure that's still more than some other North American locations.
I think for NorCal specifically, again, a Yu-Gi-Oh example, but my friend Dan lives in Oregon, and they have NorCal locations, and he drives into California to go to those. So like when you do NorCal, it's not just Northern California. It's you got people from Nevada. Like there's a lot of states bordering California, that part of California.
Yeah.
They're gutting
Yes,
premium
sorry,
on half the
like-
location, pretty much.
Yeah.
They did that a
As we
while
go-
ago.
But Megaloma.
Yeah.
Megaloma,
Yeah, but now-
Max.
Like before, they at least replaced it with Lyrical Cup, which wasn't great, but it was like something you could do. Now it's just like there's nothing. I'm hoping this is just like a weird glitch or whatever, and they'll like update the schedule after the fact, but it's not very promising.
No.
Weird glitch.
Greatest rage bait ever pulled by Bushiroad.
Yeah.
What the no
Well, yeah,
NorCal location?
Okay, well now it looks like some of these are just putting standard in day 2 as well. Oh no, that's side events. Hang on.
Okay.
Let's see.
Dev, where in the country are you, like state-wise?
I'm living now in Northern Virginia, so
Yeah.
like I'm around the Arlington area.
Arlington.
Okay.
I see.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see here, like Texas, day 1 standard, day 2 they're putting like standard with nothing else. Then day 2 is like Shadowverse and Weiss. But it's just like, okay, so other locations they're doing like standard and Shadowverse on one day, like premium and Weiss in another. But like Texas just doesn't get premium for whatever reason, Let's see what else is there.
It seems like all the people who are in support of premium fled to Illinois, so they couldn't have the vote on it. So
Yeah, but yeah, there's just like a bunch of the currently announced locations. Just like some of them randomly don't have premium on the second day, so it's like, what is this half-assed bullshit, right? Like, either kill the format officially or support it properly. Don't do this thing where it's like it sort of exists.
do you think they're trying to like get an idea of what people want? Like they're sitting there going,
No.
What do you want
No.
for day 2? Like as people
No.
come in? No?
Because if they were doing that, they would just run both.
Yeah. And right now it seems like they're just putting Shadowverse in day 2 instead, and it's like, okay, so like day 1 is just standard with like nothing else going on.
Like they don't even give like actual pricing. So like, what's the problem with like running premium on day
You're
2?
competing for bragging rights and a chance to like play
Like
at a
bragging
tournament
rights
in
and a
Japan.
playmat.
And a
right?
playmat, bro. Like that's all you're playing for. Like it's not like One Piece and other stuff like in Pokemon where you're like actually getting prizing and you're like paying for money like for stuff for like it's just
Yeah.
like, bro. It's
Yeah,
not
and
fair.
And also, they're still having like
prize for it.
premium worlds apparently, even though they're only running like 5 premium events, and it's like, what the
Where
fuck
would
are
you
we doing?
practice?
That's incredible. Mad respect.
But yeah,
Killing me here.
like they had a NorCal location for BCS last year, and it seemed like decently successful. Had like a pretty good turnout, and we just don't have another one. Fuck me if I want to play the game. I guess I gotta go fly down to Pasadena again. I'm already taking like 2 weeks off to go on like a regular vacation with my family. I can't keep taking leave like this to go play the game.
Yeah.
And then starter products ? Like we're getting the Skyride decks in a couple of weeks or next month. Actually, I think it got delayed, but that's at least something.
Yeah, the Skyride deck is a modern example of like a solid starter
Yeah,
product. Like I
but,
taught
like-
my nephew how to play with it.
Their pre-cons in general have been kind of like weird and kind of wacky all throughout these series. Started really well with like really accessible, like cheap decks. Then during like Will Dress, they made the weird like you get a starter deck, but we didn't give you the real version of the grade 3. Like the real version is in the set, and you have to go and get like a different version of the card with a very similar, with like half of the same abilities, but then it has like a second ability that actually makes sense instead of just being like rear guard power plus 5,000. And that was like really fucking weird. I didn't like that. I thought it was dumb. And then of course the terrible start decks that were like all vanillas at the start of Divines.
I'm still mad about that. I think Cristiano's could have been a cool deck, and then they just didn't give him anything cool.
Yeah. And then like in between that, we've had a bunch of like pre-constructed products that I think are just too expensive. Right? Like they're fully constructed decks and they give you extra goodies like sleeves and deck boxes sometimes. The fucking Stride decks are terrible for that. But that theoretically are worth the extra money, but who's actually going to like pick up a brand new game with a supply set like that for $50, $60 now because of inflation?
I will say though, for premium though, those ones that they did for Musketeers, Dual Knights, and Revengers were not bad considering like at the time a full premium deck was like cheapest $150. So like you're getting like half the cost for like something pretty much finished.
Yeah, but still, like I think they could stand to make it like 35, 40 instead of 50, now 60. Especially if they're not going to give that much extra goodies. Like, the first time they did it with Orphist, Graham Grace, and Favrenil, it came with a deck box and sleeves, and then they just never did that again.
Yeah, I don't get that, bro. That shit made no sense to me.
Like, you know, and then the last point I had was like terrible case ratios. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Printing like 5 triple R's in a set, or only giving like 5 of each triple R in a set. Sometimes not even 5.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying where you're like, you do a case split and you're like, I can sell one of these.
Yep.
Yay.
And then, you know, bad reprint ratios is the other one, because they don't seem to like downscale or like down rarity reprints for some fucking reason. They've printed Yuika like 15 times and the card is still $30.
Well, they gotta give it the history or revival collection treatment, bro. You just gotta put everything to like a light triple R. Like that's the only way, because like as you saw from those sets, those costs of those cards like actually came down. Like
shout outs to that time that they reprinted Chrono. Was it Next Stage as a rare, but they still kept it at like GR ratio, so it was still a $25
bro,
card.
yes, I was like, that's
was
criminal. Insane. That was so criminal.
You know, the grossest looking $25 card.
What was horrible is like I was going through my bulk and like I found like 8 of those because they were rares, and I like restored them and I just pulled this out. I was like, these are still money. And so I like immediately sold them. I was like, bro,
I'm just
like finding casual $200 in your pocket.
Yeah,
this is disgusting. This is so sad.
This card has been printed like 5 different times, still $20.
Incredible.
What's happening, Ed? Good to see you. Got Devlin Cassidy with us today, and we're pissed off. That's the show.
We're pissed off.
I'm chilling, actually.
Yeah,
I'm vibing, but
chilling.
I'm a little bit perturbed. I will say.
Yeah, that was like all of the. That was my like I'm fucking tired checklist. Back to horse racing. But yeah, you know,
like, we're back to horse racing.
Yeah, I gotta help train up my air groove. The BGM has not changed from the fucking Bakshin song, by the way. I've just been having this on in the background.
Why would you change it? It's already perfect.
Yeah. Why the fuck do they all keep going to Guts? The most useless stat in the game.
It's, you know, there's worse. Actually, no, there's not.
But yeah, you know, you guys can keep
yeah,
going.
I mean, like, I'm just gonna like say it from how it is from my perspective as someone that like just really does enjoy the premium format. Is like Bushiroad only has to do like very minimal effort to like make the format still interesting. Like if you want to keep your secondary format for your Eternals like accessible and not have these crazy ass paywall entries sometimes, where it's like, oh, my deck was super cheap, and then like I look at a Stride that was only printed one time that's like $50 and you need like 3 copies and like you cook yourself. I think if you just did like a yearly reprint set and you down rarity'd everything, so where like then the whales actually have to spend the money to keep their cards looking pretty. You do that, like how you did for History Collection. You just like make everything common, or you put it to an ugly rare and give it the next stage treatment, and then you make a premium product like that is new support, but you include a new main deck change like card, because you're going to keep amplifying and exacerbating some of the gaps inside premium where decks are not on the same power level. And it's not because of their G zone. Their G zone is like impeccable, but it's literally because of like their main deck issues, like i.e. Great Nature is like the primary example. We have everything we want outside of a Crystal Luster, but our main deck is ass. Our main deck sucks so bad. And you have to play like
we have no win
generics. Exactly. So you have to play all these like weird ass generics to try to like make your deck work and survive against the deck that has like a fully flushed out main deck, but only has like one win condition that they try to get to. So that's like where I risk like we could like homogenize like the V Clan collections, because I thought those were really good for premium. Like we were always getting new spice like every kind of like cycle of those, and then with the premium collections as well, because I thought 2022 was really successful. I was really excited when we got new G guards. I was like, cool. And now another layer of the game is getting like resupported again. It was just like really a bummer that like we haven't gotten anything new in that realm, where like these mechanics that are like really good, like initially like for design wise, were getting supported, and now they're just like not. And I was just like, here new stride slap, here new stride slaps. Well, if you're power creeping the offense, why aren't you power creeping the defense? And like that finally showed, I think, near like the tail end of last season, where it's like, wow, most of my G guards suck in this matchup because just all the new strides just blow out offensively and power scale wise too. So I just
and then some clans who have like no like specifically Royals, Aquaforce, and Murakumo have never had good G guards ever, unless you're Blaster. But so you're just kind of like caught in the lurch without any new defensive creep. Like
Link Joker's G guards also kind of suck dick though. Not gonna lie. Like, as someone that just recently picked up Chaos,
I'm not really sweating over that.
I'm like, bro, yeah. I do not want to during turn like lock front row, but like I need like actual shield because like Destiny Guardian can only do so much.
It could be worse. Could be Murakumo G guard. Your best G guard is what GB1 counterblast 1 plus 10k.
It call something from deck? Yeah, or call something from deck?
No, it's the one that whenever something goes from guard zone, it goes to bottom of deck.
Oh yeah, it's the red chick, right? The GB,
I mean, red chick.
That's your best one, by the way.
No, but the one that's not but the one that's not.
Oh yeah, the one where you have to have a unit on rear. You have to call it and then do.
Yeah,
and you're just like the easily, and it's only for Vanguard on Vanguard.
Mm-hmm. And then like Aquaforce, where it's all based on the number of battles on the opponent's side, and it's like, how is this going to work out perfectly for me? It won't.
DP smiles and waves at Aquaforce, bro. It's so bad.
Yeah, pretty much.
What battles it? The first.
The first and the only.
Yeah. I'm gonna swing it like for 100k with like 5 drives and 5 crits.
Oh, by the way, I PG break, bro. I'm so okay. I'm gonna say this, dude. There's someone that got like stopped. Shout out Will Peng, by the way, bro's the goat. But like, someone that literally only got stopped by Linko most of BCS season last year because it's like, oh, cool. I'm looking at my hand just full of normal perfect cards. Dude, that card needs to get like limited to 1, bro. I'm so sick. Like if they're gonna ban Hope on Damp and all that crazy stuff for like turn wide, like. You can't just have, my opponent spamming PG Breaker, but then play like a main deck of like 16 grade 3s.
Yeah.
With 5 drive checks. I'm like, this is a little ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, like it was hard enough where you had things that were like search a grade 3 from deck, and then that's your heal now, but also for Dimension Police, that's a guard break. Yay. I added a couple of things to Root Beer's list that I'm curious to get people's thoughts on. This one's a little bit divisive. The first one was not using your community to its most effective usage outside of Different Fight. Different Fight is kind of the only content creator that really gets a lot of screen time. Oh, and Outer Orange too. But the rest of us are just kind of out there. I know us, the 3 of us, are not very big. That's fine. But even like Richard, the Nexus Core, the original, is not doing any sort of thing. Dev, are you getting any calls from Bushiroad to?
Well, considering my past and my online history of me being semi-controversial, no. So like that's where I stand. But like it is what it is at the end of the day. I mean, I play this game because like I like the community and hanging with my boys and like linking up and. Getting wasted and smacking cardboard, but like that's...
But even Solemn's gone. Like Solemn's off doing like Yu-Gi-Oh and all the other shit. Like he's
Solemn. I bought SP's or I bought Solemn's SP Harmonics because he just like offloaded a bunch of his like high rarity stuff and was like, I'm only playing this game for the BCS season and then I'm out. Just because like, although his situation though was messed up, like he kind of got blackballed because nothing was happening on premium. He invested all this like money and time in like the setup for his YouTube, but like there was nothing going on in Vanguard. So like he went to Yu-Gi-Oh and then Boucher blackballed him. And I'm like, that's.
And then it said he's on Pokemon now. Yeah, so like
now he's
Pokemon like... Yeah, so he's been cast out, and it's like if you only have one mouthpiece, and he's in Japan, makes sense, right? Like they're a Japanese company, fine. But if you don't have content creators who really do stuff stateside or even in Europe, you're not gonna like grow your game much. Orange can only do so much. We love Orange. Shout out to Orange.
Shout out Orange.
Yeah. the other thing, this is the part that's probably gonna like freak people out. Energy and premium. That is a tube of toothpaste that if you do this, you can't put it back in. But I think it would be interesting if they tested it for themselves and see if that's a problem or not.
I mean, like, sure. Like, do something for premium, right? Like, half the reason why, like, standard doesn't go into premium very well, like, some of that is just the nature of, like, the current ride decks and, like, grade 3s that don't translate very well in the same way. Like, V had a bunch of grade 3s that just work on play. So, like, you could use them even with striding.
Yeah.
But, like, there are a bunch of generic cards that we just can't really use in premium because there's no energy.
Right.
And,
The
like,
fact that
it would be fine if they supported premium as just like its own separate format that doesn't have to be the same as standard, but they're not. So
I can't think of another game that like between formats there's just
we
an
can
entire
listen to that.
resource system that you don't have. Like between Commander and Standard and Magic, there's not a different resource system. Is there?
I use Commander. Can we use like a real format?
Okay.
Like let's say like modern, right? Or
There you go.
even
Between
yeah, there's not really a difference. No, it's just the same shit. Sometimes there are like, because of like just the sheer volume of cards, the curves get lower. So like people play less of like people might play a lot less lands in some formats than others, but for the most part, the main mechanics don't change.
Yeah. So the fact that no content creators got a single code to promote either Dear Days games is still wild to me. Yes.
Yeah.
I guess
or
there
even
are
take-
like, sorry, go ahead.
or even take advantage of having Singapore content creators. If you're really that scared of distance, they double dip with English and JP cards. That's true. Sorry.
But also, like I was saying earlier at the beginning, like they can drag Mori Calliope on stream to ramble about the Hololive TCG for 8 minutes, but they can't do that. They can't just pay those same people to promote Cardfight Vanguard. Like every other fucking card game has paid them to promote their games. Like Hololive has been sponsored.
They had Mila Jovovich. In case you all forgot.
I forgot that shit fucking happened.
Same.
I forgot about that too.
But like both Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel and like Shadowverse World Beyond have sponsored like Hololive, and half of this is just back to not having a fucking digital client. But like you can't pay these fucking girls to just like crack open a few boxes. They've done it for like Hololive crossovers and Weiss, and obviously the actual Hololive TCG. They just pay them to open some Vanguard products.
Yeah. Not
Can't
helping
be this
matters
hard.
is that
I will
he's
say though,
also busy like juggling IRL stuff. It's true. Sorry. Go ahead.
I think though too, it was just like in a way, just kind of like how the IP, the Vanguard IP, kind of like sprouted in America. Like you only got really exposure to it like by going to your locals, unlike Yu-Gi-Oh, where like people had the connection like to the anime because like it was on in the mornings and shit like that. I think like Bushiroad originally like really missed the mark of like getting the anime outside of YouTube just because of the timing in 2012. Like YouTube was still in a way a baby, like not a real like type of thing where a lot of people like consume media content like they do now.
Not all encompassing.
So, yeah. So like I think they really like isolated themselves initially, and it's like really down the road now that like their IP's been around for a long time, just to show like the real gaps and just how they've been able to market themselves outside of just saying like, hey, we're a card game. Because like the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh, like you can walk up to somebody and like they can identify Blue Eyes White Dragon without playing the trading card game, but like I can't go walk up to them and talk about like Blaster Blade, Blaster Dark, or Dragonic Overlord in the same fashion as like just showing you just how like culturally relevant they kind of missed like being able to appeal to like our type of audience or like service base. And so like that's why I thought too like it was another big miss from Bushiroad initially, like as I got more invested into like trying to promote the game.
Vanguard's initial push, how long have you been in the game, Dev?
I started when it came out by just assembling a random ass deck on my cousin's floor. It was like
all right, so we're both old heads. Like for people who weren't around back then, a big reason that Vanguard kind of sprouted up was it was a format in Yu-Gi-Oh that caused kind of a mass exodus, which was the wind-up hand loop format and Zectors and all that other stuff going on. So like Vanguard's base is built on spite, kind of.
Yeah.
At least the like old way back then, like for the old heads. And you're right, they didn't take advantage of the moment in a long-term sense. In the short term, it worked out fine for them. The fact that they're still here almost 15 years later
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It is very impressive for a TCG.
Yeah, we'll take the rainbow.
Wait, they give fighting game players and other random YouTubers boxes to open in videos at the beginning of Overdress, and then they never did it again.
Yep.
Interesting. I didn't know about that. So all of that is to say, like, quit squandering your opportunities, man. Like, people want the game to succeed.
And like,
Yeah.
you know, in the current environment, like, I think Vanguard is the only mainline TCG that still has like a running anime. Like Yu-Gi-Oh has the shorts, but like no one's actually playing the game. It's just like lore anime, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with all the stuff, are you talking about like the virtuous stuff with like the Ecclesia and Albaz?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know, they have the anime, they have the like lore shorts, but they don't have like a mainline anime of people playing the game for Yu-Gi-Oh right now. Like I think Vanguard is the only one in the current environment.
True, I think though, like for the Master Duel approach that they had like the different celebrities kind of being like the mass duelist or whatever. I can't remember the exact terminology, but like it just again shows that like you have the resource. Like Bushiroad foundationally is an entertainment company. They could do it if they put the effort in, but like again, it's just that whole. I think it still just comes back to kind of like that whole misnomer of like going back to like what Atlas said about one. It's based on spite. They didn't maximize their opportunity initially, so like you can't have like that cultural nostalgia or relevance to like smack a celebrity's face on it because you just don't have that. It's not like Posty that like played Magic the Gathering and so like became an unofficial ambassador just because, you know, he enjoys playing Magic the Gathering, or like, you know, Cole Sprouse and those guys that like played Yu-Gi-Oh like when they were like a kid but like didn't get into it, but it's like, oh, okay, cool, it's like a nostalgia effect. Like,
and the anime wasn't so over the top. Like one of the things that made it unique for the time was it was a card game anime, at least for the beginning, that was kind of slice of life where they were going to tournaments with their friends. So you don't really have like a Dan Green or an Eric Stewart where they like play up the ham and then that kind of fits into the internet culture a little bit too. Yeah. My favorite thing about the comments right now are people going like, who is that? Like people who like open boxes of Vanguard, which proves the point, right? Where it, like you don't have the nostalgia factor.
Also,
who the fuck are these people opening boxes?
Also, that's just
wait. People don't know Justin Wong. Hold up, you all.
No, that's just Zara fucking around.
Well, of course,
like he knows who Justin Wong is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I actually don't know that guy. All right, well.
Okay, never mind then.
You don't know? Let's go, Justin. Crazy. Or my favorite Justin Wong video, the one you're going to learn today, where he's playing MKX against like a 12-year-old with heavy weapons jacks. Oh, that one's so funny. Do yourself a favor and look up Justin Wong versus Asian Lamb. You can just search Justin Wong. You're gonna learn. And it's like a clear kid has a mic on because MK does that for some reason.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he's like, please go easy on me.
You gonna learn today?
Welcome to the real world,
bro.
But also, don't forget Ray Fisher, an actual actor in Hollywood, tweeted about Vanguard. I vaguely remember this, but not very well.
Yeah.
So yeah, call to action. I hate that the call to action is to a company and not to people.
Yeah, but also at this point, like it's just hard to like have our voices heard when we already yell at Bushiroad at every available avenue.
And sometimes it works, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes you meet the CEO at your locals, and I didn't take enough advantage of that opportunity.
Mhm.
We could have had an actual celebrity for the game who plays the game, and nothing came from it. I feel like that would be interesting if, like, you somehow got in contact with a celebrity who is a nerd, like the thing with MBT, where he found out I think it was a congressman
Yeah.
or a senator who plays Yu-Gi-Oh, and like did a little thing with him, played some games.
Mhm.
That would be interesting if, like, you could either get some sort of, government person in on it or whatever.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
odds are much
I'm-
higher
I'm just
for a game like
spitballing.
Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic, like
Yeah.
exponentially higher than they are going to be for Vanguard.
Yeah. Which again
course.
is why I kind of suggested like HoloLive, just because already slightly tapped into that weeb market and like has some synergy with their like other card games.
If our governing bodies have enough weebs, we can someday have somebody unironically saying "Nani" on C-SPAN, and I will
That
live
sounds
for that.
awful. Let's not do that.
I feel like actually our current government administration is the most likely to do that with how fucking soy they are.
Oh my god, Dev! Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Bro, of course. No, I like literally had nothing. Saw that you guys were about to stream, and then I was like, and they were like, "Yeah, we should have you on." I was like, "Bro, I got jack shit to do. Just shoot me the link."
Awesome. Where can people find and follow you and all that good stuff?
Yeah. So I just just find me on YouTube right now. I'm like trying to reset like just my socials and stuff, like how I want to do everything just related for Vanguard in the future. But like, man, just like, bro, you can find me on YouTube. I'm gonna keep like posting premium content until they like give us an official sunset date for like get fucked the format. But like, but until that happens, bro, I'm gonna just keep playing, bro, because like at the end of the day, it's just a hobby. So like that's where we're at for sure.
Cool. I'll put your newest video, I'll
Oh my God,
pin it
you
in the
finally gave me
comments.
corner recovery.
Absolutely, no, bro, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So,
So you can find us at Nexus at Night,
Nitro.
wherever fine social medias are found. Patreon.com/Nexus at Night if you want to support the show. Follow me at Atlas Novak, other side, wherever fine social medias are found. TikTok and Instagram. School is starting up, so the teacher sketches are going to be rolling in soon.
Fuck.
Stay
that's
tuned for
fine.
that.
Just
Or
power
check.
through it. God damn it.
Shut up about the horses. Or you can check out my other show, Generation Dan. We're recording at the time of this show. We're recording our 200th episode this Sunday, the 10th, at 8 a.m. Pacific. So that's 11 a.m. Eastern, or just watch it on YouTube. How about the rest of us?
You can find me on Hell or the other site at Wiggum's GG.
You can find me at Plasma Eclipse or Beerus Rudicus.
Alrighty. Well, thanks everybody for watching.
I'm not about to try that shit.
Yell at Booster. Maybe it'll help this time. And
Yeah, right.
bye everyone.
We can certainly hope.
Right, peace. Take it easy.